Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. Good morning and welcome to another edition of the program Good Morning Saloon, where they come to you from 98.1 FM. Today na Thursday, January 16, 2020. We will bring this Thursday edition of the program Good Morning Saloon. Musa is Kamara na my name.
And Mina Khadija Bangura, good morning. Inside the program this Thursday morning, the Deputy Auditor General na Audit Service Salon, Selvin Bell, don't confirm to Radio Democracy say the 2018 Auditor General's report where some government institutions have not be able to account for over 140 billion loans cover from 2014 to 2018. Campaign for Good Governance, Center for the Accountability and the Rule of Law, CAL, with 5 other civil society organizations them. Don't ask the Salon government for left the Liberian political activist Henry P. Costa, where police be arrested at the Lunge International Airport. And today na the program we go talk to the Commissioner General na the National Revenue Authority, Dr. Samuel Jibao. We go talk about what NI they do now for meet and target for this year.
Well, this and plenty other stories them dey na the program for you, plus some school picking them na free on very serious concern about the government school bus them, where they say don't tap for run over 3 weeks now since we school open. And Wakabot save the inside the program for you. Members say they listen we live on the internet on www.radiodemocracy.sl, courtesy of Osiwa and powered by AfriCell. The program na Good Morning Saloon. You can be part of one by way you can send text message to the number 0779819881, 0779819881 are the number for send a text message and be part of the program Good Morning Saloon. As we look inside the work of NRA for collect tax with the inside the studio now, we get Dr. Samuel Jibao in the Commissioner General and the National Revenue Authority. Good morning, Dr. Jibao, and welcome to the program Good Morning Saloon.
Good morning.
Okay, continue for the with you. We come back to you.
We continue with the program Good Morning Salon, where they come to you from the Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM, 7:33 at the time from our studio clock, and we look at the first issue inside the program this morning. As the chairman for the Premier League Board, Ali Vandi Kurma, said the board they get challenged for run the 2019-2020 Premier League because they not get corporate from government. The Minister of Sport, Ibrahim Yelenke, say government delay for give support to the board because the Ministry of Finance, but they look inside the report where the past Premier League Board been give them and how they use the 3.5 billion loans where government be support them with. For more on this, let me join with reporter Musa S. Kamara.
In this year's Premier League, we get 14 clubs which participate, 11 at the capital here, Freetown, and 3 at the provinces. So far, we've had over 30 matches played across the country.
Chairman for the 2019-2020 Saloon Premier League Board, Ali Vandi Kurma, they talk about the 2019-2020 Saloon Premier League, which I say, but 30 games they don't play inside the league since where it began inside 2019. But say the board they face challenge for run this year league, as he say they not still get any corporate support from government aids.
We'll be sit together with the clubs and prepare the budget as to based on the needs of not only the clubs but also what it takes to run the league, and we'll come up with a budget of about 8 billion loans. Unfortunately, we are yet to receive anything because one of the things we really want to do, even before we start this league, had we the money and be actually forgo biometric, but it's something we had to shelve because we didn't have the money, because it is huge money. If they not come to aid, it will be really challenging for the board going forward.
What did this mean to the Premier League? Aliyu Vandi Kurma.
If we not get the resources, it goes to even undermining the integrity of the league, because if they try for cut corners just so that you make sure say things get going, then you might be tempted to compromise certain things that will be of importance to the particular competition itself, and that is what we don't want to do. That's why we're calling on government. We'll continue to plead with government, and we hope the government will actually come to aid as soon as possible.
Ibrahim Yelenke, now the Minister of Sport, say government delay for give the board couple because the Minister of Finance been they study the report of the last Premier League board for see how they use the couple where government been give them for run the 2019 Saloon Premier League.
You can remember, say, the past Premier League, we dish out 3.5 billion to the outgone Premier League board chairman with in team winner Emmanuel Safa Abdullahi. So when once them present this current one out to the finance asks a retirement of the past Premier League board for give account as to how they run the league before ever they go able to do what they for do for this current Premier League. But so this not the case where finance say, okay, now we they work on this. What una go do, una just bring we the past Premier League board, then report where they don't do relating to as to how they spend that balance money. From yonder now they will go start for see we say transparency day, then we say transparency no day.
But we say government dey now with the support where they want for give the Premier League board Ibrahim Yelenke.
Outgone Premier League board, they don't present, then report, auditors then they now, then they audit that report day and see how best they can able compromise the money we then give for see if they able then use and judiciously. Then can begin for send to the auditors then, internal auditors them, for watch into Rambic. They don't do the report, the findings don't come out, they don't submit the report. I think say now there is a headway. Today I don't care able can go to the minister. Minister now, as they approve now, if you see at the end of that for make sure see then get them then check.
How much money they get for approve for this board?
Me not go able to ascertain that. And normally it can be like a say, you know, a statutory or a mandatory or a compulsory for ladies government here for the fund Premier League. You know, they are no country. Now that make FIFA the money then they send and for take on the Premier League, female league. We the kind side for just assist. We the kind as an auxiliary.
Ibrahim Yelenke say he hope say the FA will get a plenty couple for support the next coming Premier League them. As he say, government go just add small couple for CC the league comot fine. For the Society for Radio Democracy, Musa S. Kamara.
We continue with the program. Good morning, Salon, where they come to you from the Society for Radio Democracy, 98.1 FM. Well, as I earlier, from one part we headline them. Today na the program, we get the Commissioner General, na the National Revenue Authority, Dr. Samuel Jibao, where you can tell we waiting NRA they do now for meet the target for this year, 2020. And safe later on at the program, we go look at the Auditor General in reports. INSAI, the report say NIA not be able to account for about 54 billion loans. And safe other thing them way don't they happen in terms of revenue generation, like the excise duty tax, where we see this BNTM, then be start for collect. We don't make plenty concern, don't they come up from business people. Good morning one more time, Dr. Jibao.
Yeah, good morning, Khadija.
Well, as we all know, the National Revenue Authority now one part the government institution them where they collect revenue where most them governments can use for do different development program them na the country. We don't they last year USAI NI don't they come up and call different figure them where they say na in them collect as way for meet the every year target where they can set aside. Well, now the studio this morning we get the Commissioner General na the National Revenue Authority. Doc, Happy New Year.
Yeah, same to you.
2019, we see USAI will get you now a few times. You
Yes.
come, you talk about new measures they don't put in place for boom the revenue collection where most of the government program them na domestic revenue them don't they use for implement them. How 2019 been like in terms of revenue generation for the NRA?
Okay, thank you very much again. And how 2019 be sound like? Of course, generally, you know, revenue collection I think will look challenging. But we thank God that God able to see we through. And I want for take this opportunity again for thank His Excellency the President for we continue for believing in NRA, the entire board and management of NRA, and of course again I'm not gonna left me supervisory Ministry of Finance, because revenue generation again both the policy angle and that of the administration, because we can often say tax policy in a tax administration. Yeah, now to your question, how the 2019. Well, 2019, we began a target of 5.378 trillion. Nine will be the target where we get. But thank God we end with 5.428 trillion. That is about 50 billion above target. Well, then figure are tentative figures them. Reconciliation still go on. And we hope say the number go likely it will be higher than that. So we exceed we target at least tentatively by about 50 billion. And people that you normally talk about well nominal or real, I can say if you compare, for example, 2018 to 2019, what this imply is that we increased revenue by about 1 trillion. We're consistent with what we do in 2018, because when we come in 2018, also we able to increase revenue by 1.17 trillion, and 2018 to 2019 also consistently we're not able for increase revenue by 1 trillion. And the interesting thing about the revenue way maybe we need to know is the 1 trillion increase actually no, it not come up from the iron ore revenue where now everybody we don't know this country for in 2011, 2012. When they say NRA don't pull money in, actually you find out say a bulk of that money now from iron ore.
Okay.
But yeah, so basically I this guy for say that at least in as much as yes, roadside give you some money, but the only revenue will not grow. Now that of the mining revenue where we see a decline of about 37%.
Before we come to the source of the revenue, then you talk about tentative figure. What do you mean?
Well, you know, say the reconciliation can take place when the year can do normally December. We not be able to get farm figures until maybe up to the second month, February, because we get a tripartite reconciliation. You get for look at the reconciliation between what's then at the tax register and what's then at the what's commercial banks, then when at the transit bank, and of course the transit bank also, and the Bank of Sierra Leone, what the Bank of Sierra Leone say then get. So all them processes will come with the documentation and certain revenue streams, and they somebody could post and wrongly, we can talk about misposting, you know, and reclassification. All of that can take place, but the farm number will come actually hopefully by the first quarter of this year. Now we will really get a very firm number. We will all go say yes, now this is the revenue.
And so they look at some of the areas them or the revenue unable for collect inside 2019. This being told, inside the Budget Advocacy Network ban, when a civil society organization would work around the areas of budgets and publish a scorecard. Also, then state and that scorecard say over 198 billion loans, and I not be able for recover it from the past areas them na the 2014-2015 audit. How una able for go back to the issues there so and recover some of the money there when be areas?
Yes, of course, and Khadija, when the first day where I come, or even last 2018, everybody really said, well, revenue to grow because of areas, you know. So, and of course, areas, we meet areas, but I tell you, say, and consistently when I said they listen to the radio, when I said they announce about NRA in enforcement for ensuring so we collect the areas. And one thing about areas is that you know, where would they do revenue administration, often we can get what we call the payment plan, but we expect say within a certain agreed time that payment plan you follow upset them. So yes, indeed, we meet areas, and but I tell you, say we don't do significantly for reducing areas. Both and the bulk of the areas, and what we talk about now, parastatal areas, and some of the parastatal areas you get for no say. For example, if NATCOM get for pay NRA and other MDAs then get for pay NATCOM, you know, now government to government. So there are several ways we can do them. Either I get cash or we can do what we call journal entry, because now government to government also, because in any case now in and out now they come as revenue, go out as expenditure to government. Yes, so we get the areas then, and I go tell you, say because of we enforcement drive, you know, even areas and where everybody with the things in a no-go area, for example, if I go defense, we the audit defense now, we get established, we make payment plan with them, you know, and again, because some of the areas and all, you get for allow the parastatal also for upgrades, because some of them, if you just go hit them more completely, they go just shut down, and that's not to the essence of tax administration. So once we don't establish the areas, normally we sign off on an with the DUAM, with the collector through payment plan. We don't do them for university. I call one time the principal Najala called me and say, hey, I struggle because of the money we want to don't take. And what we normally do is that when we don't call you for arrears, and we don't notify you, don't sign off, and you don't come for payment plan, then at the time down the way NRA can go a little harsh, either garnish your account or we go seal off your premises. So we get enough provision in the law for make sure so we collect the area. So
now
yes,
this same
we run down.
budget advocacy network then scorecard, we see issues again of foreign tax come up there way now from 2015, and the same issues of foreign tax again surface now the 2018 audit report. Then this BNTM again also say ACC publish na social media a staff of your institution we get for do with the same area of this foreign tax. If there issues they all they arise, you command them na NRA, ACC they run after them for investigate them, but the same issues there of foreign tax. You not think say people go feel say NRA not strict in the areas of control measures?
No, that's now on the contrary. At least, you know, when ACC they do them work, me not even one way say ACC they run after them. ACC they do them work. But waiting maybe not very clear is that we get a very strong collaboration with ACC. So the area of foreign travel tax we will talk about, as I sit here, I tell you say, even that name where ACC publish, we say that name come on now from NRA. You understand? Now NRA do their internal investigation. I began for suspend about as we see it about 15 people then were in there on interdiction where we ACC they watch them themselves we get a committee where they look into that. But because we don't interdict them in line with the TACOS, because you're not going to sit where they investigate you. And one panel, of course, now ACC don't publish in name for say is wanted. Yeah. So again, you know, sometimes because me not go publish the person name say wanted because I not get that mandate for do that. When the issues then come, when I get the criminal aspect of it, and they hand over to ACC. So basically, we really work hand in glove with ACC. Yeah. When even the committee were set or the investigation, we they look at purely the administrative processes because also we tackle very clear how then kind of administrative lapses will result to any loss of revenue. So yes, that is it. And we don't also write to the airlines then for any amount of money where then claim say they don't pay and will not recover, we are going to recover those monies.
Okay, earlier you mentioned about the source of the income or the tax we wanna collect. You rightly mentioned not to form iron or you see. Who say wanna get in tax that wanna exceed wanna limit?
Yeah, so basically we major taxes then get for do with the income tax, we get for do at the GST of course, you know, and other sectors then we and the financial services, etc. So I mean now the key areas and really where they give we revenue. And you find out see all the revenue streams then they all see a significant growth. Like I said, the only revenue stream will not grow, where in fact we see a decline of about 37% in terms of where compared to last year. Now that of the mining revenue.
Okay, the mining revenue, when you look at now one way the government being rely on heavily for collect plenty tax from, but without mining revenue or without revenue from the mining companies, you still exceed you limits you say from GST, we now one of the tax them we una collect them money are from. You not think say this increase in tax going impact on the lives of the people where somebody go say you get pushback effects as well the increase businessman themselves the increase then business then we go tell on the life of the people?
I can say that you see one thing about the tax administration for the past 1.5 years or more, and what we only do, and deliberately what thing I do was really for we get two sets of we normally talk about for increase the tax base, you know. So what thing I do was and a target deliberately was that a target what thing I call the hidden income. And I make you find out say we spend so much time on field audits, we find that kind of thing in there. And the reason there for that Yeah, reason that's why I focus on the what we call the hidden income. Hidden income now the one where the business person actually they own we register. We know we sign shop there, we know what they do, but when it comes to for declare the actual income where they generate within the economy, now they now in the honor declare that income day. And one thing is, if let's say that assuming now that that particular business what we talk about now, like multinational, let's assume so a big company. Now the danger about you not we're not able for target that is that we're in the shift in profit. The profit is the common at the economy completely it go, and that profit away don't shift. You know the emphasis. But like them small businesses and the other businesses, when they shift and profit, now within the economy, this they hide this, they hide this. So at any time you can come and get onto them, then we disable them. So now in make your final say for from 2018, me target really we don't day how we go able ensure say we close that gap there. We are in the big businesses way for pay 100%, don't let's say don't declare 50% for try for close that gap there. Now, if you go to so many other people, they go talk say, oh, so many people then at this country not they pay tax. The small business is not they pay tax. The other, so I say, look, the income, and we got to be very strategic in here. Here's the situation we don't come as a government. The revenue for now we depend on the domestic revenue. The government is doing very well for make sure so we bring foreign inflows. So we're not going to left on the small income where they don't generate the small profits where they don't generate and shift out of the country. We will not be able to get that. So I spend a lot of time on that, and you find out say 0.1% of that income they over 10 times higher than if I take all them full amount and shop I get that then for pay whatever little income. However, that is not to say that for even for governance reasons, then small businesses this year would encourage them for be on with tax register for let them pay, because we can often say that taxation not only for money is key, but now instrument for governance, so that this could be part of the governance. They say put in what we say your money day, you will get that pride for say I not go one for deprive then. So maybe when I come to me 2020 and plans, I will tell you now say that one of the key things that I get for do that me tax register now I get for improve on.
Talking about NRA and businesses, before we talk about your plans for 2020,
Yeah.
we'll be see before the festives, NRA being can with reintroduce a new measure when I for go back to the excise tax of 1982. And where then they be raised so many concern from business people according to some business people then say they try for engage with una, tell una some of the implications where this particular excise tax go cause into them businesses them, and the price increase where it will cause to Sierra Leonean them. First of all, why immediately NIA decide for go back into a law when from 1982?
Why NRA decide for go into a law? And one thing where I can say really nine on the Hamburg, I'm not keen really want for blame maybe the taxpayers then, because we serve the tax administration over the years. Because if Parliament, for example, don't enact an act, you understand, we get a responsibility for enforce, not to for cherry pick, not to this one today. You feel for implementer, the other one you know feel for implementer. It's illegal. Until that law they go back to Parliament and repeal them, you understand, you know go definitely say the implementer. And some of us, me in our law abiding person, they don't give me the instrument that they say implementer. But what I do basically was really we do a lot of engagement. Yeah, if I say I had to go back to all the years and where they not be paid, nobody not going able to pay that. Of course, we are not going able to do that. So most of the time, then I tell them, I even prepare the mind, say, well, come 2020, when I January now, at least if you not be done plan in your financial which is planning, you not be done think say you they pay that. But also me are able to take this opportunity for really talk to me big taxpayers then. I mean, you when in a kind of a country, you get a factory, you get let's say a company, you get a tax advisor. make use of a tax advisor. If something dey na the law for say you for pay that tax day, and somebody else maybe say no pay that day, I go waka, I go talk for you. Make sure so whether person want talk for you, let go back to parliament and repeat that law day, because you dey endanger your business. Because when you get administration wey law abiding, you understand, I no go dey see law written black and white, then I no implement am just because the past regime no implement the law.
All right, Doc, they come back to you. They can talk more about the implementation of the excise tax of 1982. Una start for implement inside December this year. Will they continue with the program? Good morning, Salon.
And we dey look at more issues inside the program. We say the 1991 Constitution, the Audit Service Act of 2014, and the Public Financial Management Act of 2016. Give mandates to the Auditor General for audit all government institutions in the country on how they go use government corpo, where they can get every financial year. With this reason, make the Deputy Auditor General na the Audit Service Saloon, Selvin Bell, don't say the over 100 billion loans with government ministries, departments and agency them not able to account for inside the 2018 Audit General Report, cover from 2014 to 2018. Selvin Bell talk for Seka way he been they talk about some of the audit process them, where they can use for audit different MD them. He talk more to Princess Pierce inside this interview.
Okay, so since we issued this particular report, we notice people they try for divide between whether the current administration we audit or the past administration, and people they mention the period where the audit cover. So it became apparent that we need for come and explain in a way, educate the people in a way what the audit process and why the audit cover a couple of years. This is not unique to this particular audit report, 2018 audit report. If you go back to the 2017, 2016, 2015 audit report, you will observe, say, prior year they also involved or included in that audit report. And the reason is clear based on the publication we will do.
So waiting basically in as reason.
So the main one, resources are limited in terms of manpower. So we will not go be able to audit all the institutions at one point in time. So, for example, we get 22 now or 23 MDAs. We get, I think, about 22 councils. We get over 60 or 70 parastatals. We also get local authorities and so we not get the resources. Currently, we staff train about 180 staff, of which about 110 of them are technical staff. The others are all supporting staff. So when the year starts, what we do as an entity, we plan based on the available resources that we get. And we do what we call a risk-based audit. So we take all the institutions for audit. We put them, we prioritize, we rank them based on the volume of resources where they receive from the government and the priority to the government and the citizen opinion in terms of what they feel is supposed to be looked at. So for example, currently, I think the biggest pending ministry is the Ministry of Education. So obviously, you go rank number one. And also the priority of the government is also education. So because also let's look at the merge together in terms of the resources and the priority to the government, education could be the key auditing for the way you go rank number one. So that the process down there. Then for the other institution, they receive too much from government. Probably they receive small and then the priority not too high. And some of them, the risk low. I will give an example, like Ministry of Accountant General Department. Every year we go there, if actually we don't get any finding because the process is really controlled. So for them, we only there every 2 years. Because only there every year, you need the resources for the other ministry, there will be a problem. So the key reason that they make enable audit all. So if we audit, say for example, Accountant General inside 2018, inside 2019 we go audit them for 2018 and 2019. So you will see say 2019 audit report, you will get something we get for deal with 2018. That's the biggest reason why we need to issue them.
Now, this 2018 Auditor General report, who's here it cover?
Primarily it cover 2018 activities, but it also covered activities there from 2014. And the reason why 2014 there's a lot of me clear on that because you're not going to go that far back. Usually in 1 year or maximum 2 years. Why make you go that far back? And because of the embassy they will audit. Embassy audit is very expensive. For do one embassy audit, on average, it will cost you more than $10,000. But if you look at most of the issues they were covered, are between 2017 and 2018. There are a few 2016. I will give the reason also for that. We get statutory bodies there we're supposed to prepare financial statements and submit them financial statement to be audited. We go only audit them when they submit the financial statement. Then come with fix fees and we'll audit them. Some of them are will audit them ourselves, some of them will outsource to private audit firms. But if they not submit the report, we can't audit. Some of them they submit very late. If you look at the list, you go see some people that even submit up to November. When I say they will not begin prepare the auditor general, we will not even conclude. So obviously we cannot attend the we have to push out to the next year.
So what's responsible for this delay?
It ranges between different things. Some like capacity within the entities that will do the financial statements. Because when they even send the financial statements, they form a manner where it's a very actual audit. Some of them, the change in personnel, when we get the regime change, when the new government come in, they requested a lot of special audits in 2018. So we do this technical audits, we do what we call debt verification. We are a little bit of work they will get on the side. So the work that will be done plan for do 2018, we shelf them.
So
Deputy Auditor General at the Audit Service Salon, Selvin Bell, been the talk to Princess Pias inside an interview for SICA the 2018 Audit Service Report with them Paul Nadu. The program na Good Morning Salon will come back after this short break.
Salon Commercial Bank don't come with new banking products them for make life easy. With Million Online Bank and Million Mobile app, you can able for use Salon Link money transfer for send money to anybody like you not get bank account. Transfer or receive money na the same bank or any other bank. Transfer money to person or office like you not get the account number. Buy Ed-Salite, pay other bill them, and now get advanced salary. You don't need for worry again, but almost money then you earn. Because you can able for pay for things the way you buy in a supermarket and other shop them with the quick response code payment. Yagbadon done for we boss man them. With Beyond Online Direct, you can upload salary, pay all your supplier them, sell forex to Salon Commercial Bank, and watch your account anytime. If you need the app, download them from Google Play Store or any Apple Store, or go to Salon Commercial Bank website www.slcb.com. Sierra Leone Commercial Bank, delivering value.
We continue the program Good Morning Salon, where they come to you from the Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. We will bring the program come to you this Thursday morning. My name is Khadija Bangura.
And Mina Musa S. Kamara.
Quickly, we take this public notice where come out from the Domestic Tax Department and the National Revenue Authority NRA. The National Revenue Authority NRA wishes to remind the general public and taxpayers that the deadline for submission of self-assessment or revenue estimate return is 31st January 2020. Taxpayers that fail to submit their self-assessment for 2020 against this deadline will be assessed by the NRA on best of judgment basis. Also, the minimum taxable income for individuals, employees, and partnerships for income taxation is now 600,000 leons per month. The monthly threshold for allowances remain the same at 500,000 leons per month. The monthly taxable rates are as follows. Tax threshold, tax rate. First, 600,000 leons, 0%. Next, 600,000 leons, 15%. Next, 600,000 leons, 20%. Next, 600,000 leons, 25%. Income exceeding 2,400,000 leons is 30%. This now order from the Commissioner General na the National Revenue Authority. We continue with the program Good Morning Salon. Well, in the studio now, I want to welcome Abdul Hakim Bangura, when the President for the Association of Clearing and Forwarding Agencies, now at Taki. There this morning, they talk about issues them where they embark them as clearing and forwarding agencies them now at Taki. Good morning, Mr. Hakim, and welcome to the program Good Morning Salon.
Good morning, Khadija, and thank you for having me.
For long term now, una don't they get issues them where they amboguna as people who they do clearing and forwarding do Taki. And I remember the last time again we get to and I also wanna raise some of the issues there. So, and this being NIA don't put some measures them in place as way for make the process smooth for according to them. And self-led government no lost couple where they be done the loss we make them introduce. One by them strategies they are them put in place at their Sikuda system. How it don't turn like for work with all the strategy there so where NRA don't put in place for owner as agency they already do clearing and forwarding.
Thank you very much, Khadija, once more. And of course, we're glad for the end of this program because in revenue business, we are the closest partner to NRA. Indeed, NRA don't try, recently for put a lot of measures on the port and the airport for, consolidate revenue collection and also for block, side away the fee money, the waste way, and government money, for which we applaud them so much because at the end of the day, most of them money they collect now money they would use for develop the country where they touch and everybody in lives. But that notwithstanding, the problem where we don't get over the years, we continue to forget. Now that say, policies them at them initial, conception, they're very fantastic, they're very, very good. But the problem with Salomon gets, we all go agree with me now, say na implementation. Most time we don't go draft fine policies and fine procedures and we will want for operate now the various sectors all day. But at the end of the day, we then for go implement them, it become a challenge. The Asikura world then bring them basically for me them make work very simple for we the end users them and also the business community. And we be glad where the Commissioner General take the bold step in 2018 November still implement them and then begin them. Although we get a lot of challenge, one, we will not be get the internet backbone for make this system go work fine. Then they bring a lot of rancor. And when they implement that, I think they take at times some 2 weeks. We're not able to access internet facility. We're not able to clear people in consignment. And in the process, people in consignment, they go demurrage and rent. And I really pay for the rent, them and extra charges there. And the business community they pay them. No wonder we to make every day you go grab, you see the price of things that they change every day. Because the business person, they pay some charges, then we're not so irresponsible, not to do them. I think it is time for me to begin the shift now the bucket, whereby if a government agency take a policy, then bring and come and challenges, then it cost the private sector, the business policy, let them intervene and try and see how best they solve the problem there. And that not stop. Even as how we don't do so right now. In December, where everybody knows that the peak period for clear container then Motkado Wataki because of the massive incoming of holiday makers and JC and all the rest of it. So always they get a boom in the importation and things so they come inside inbound. We get this challenge, you go get, by then 4, 5, 6 o'clock people want pull them goods, the system they don't. We don't understand why this. If them say internet is a very key tool when they need for me they enhance the use of this Asikuda world. Now then they force them for the address even before jump to Asikuda world. But we say, okay, now if another the issue, let NRA take the leading as much as they get this mechanism for begin talk to their stakeholder, because at the end of the day, container them motoka the way people are not able clear because the system they go down, they charge the importer the mortgage and rent, but don't introduce one charge way for the past 3 years. We don't talk till don't 200,000 euros we container pay. Imagine they pay to Boloi where government give mandate under the concession agreement with Ministry of Trade for take rent and handling charges. But don't bring their own inside. This they kill business people them.
Okay. Before the Asikoda world will be the manual, NRA be the use manual for do them work, but the Asikoda don't kind of the raise concern. You as somebody we they operate with NRA, they complain about the Asikoda world. Comparing the two systems, which one would prefer?
Well, basically, we don't complain about the Asikuda world.
But you say it's slow and to get issue of internet, they delay business.
Now the internet and the Asikuda is just like a portal thing. You need something where na they can't sit down for like work when at the internet backbone.
If it is not working,
now that's what they say. Make them try and sit down with the ISP providers them, that's the internet providers them, service provider them. Try for see our best. If it's self no get better internet service in the whole country. But don't what a key where we all agree say now they are the lifeblood for the economy of this country because NRA the oxygen machine for this country. Government no get farm, government no get corporation side they do business. The only side we get money in a tax. And our Wataki they generate the hugest tax for them. So therefore take any business where they happen to Wataki seriously.
Akim, this same issue of internet wey dey complain, but so say they make the asikuda wall in operation the slow, and owner where they work done they get some challenges. But again, if you talk to other set of people, especially the one day where they import, they bring them goods them to the country, then go tell you say with the introduction of the asikuda system, now the days them way normally you can take for clear a container na wataki don't shorter than how it be done they happen previously before the introduction of the asikuda wall system.
The more the merrier, Khadija. If we be comfortable with the Asikuda plus system, we don't need for into this world. But this system we introduced 2018, other countries don't get 20 years back. It tells you continue to reform until you reach a point where you know say any reformation they bring any added value. So the Asikuda wall na added value, for which indeed when they bring anka, it reduced the spent time, the dwell time we they spend for clear container. But come to think about it, if I be spend 4 days for pool container, you don't understand that the Asikuda plus, which was more manual, you don't understand, well, you know, quasi manual, I should say. Then you count the Asikuda world, we're in now purely in an internet-based system, where we upload so much, but you don't get the internet facility, you go still spend the same dwell time. In December, I have evidence, some of our members, they want for pool container, 2-3 days, they sleep the water key. So you go back to the same thing where they say for make them cut the time, so, the time they go.
But that same time again, the suicide they introduced the Saturday banking just for less the pressure.
Yeah, the Saturday banking, all that one day. In fact, now we are the proponents for the whole thing and we don't be in this tier. So if we get more reforms than the ordinary reform they introduce, we go improve the doing business. Because for we, now almost container in Motka pool, now they feed me family. Them they pay them from the CRF. Me they pay me they. Me now what I do. Now what I work now they eat and to mort. So at the end of the day, I got to make sure say I always hold that side defend me living breath seriously. Let the work improve day. We know they say what it do no good. What would they say? Challenge they we get for do with the internet facility. And aside that one day, now lately waiting they don't do the customs authorities and don't now attack it. They don't put a policy now say way past 7 o'clock. Then they cut you seal for examiner. Khadija, go down there, go see people in container, then wait, then go down scan.
What is the reason them?
Well, they say because of waiting, then go other stakeholder them, then get anti-corruption. What are key force in the first place? Now we get the highest number of government authority in the port working. Me don't go now many ports across the world. What are key get past 30 government institutions working in the port, as if they not believe customs and NRA. When you go to other country, you get what they call agency function. If it's now only when NRA or none of the customs authority feel say, I need for call standards bureau, I need for call anti-corruption, I need for call the police, I need for call the environmental protection agency authorities them for come present in a particular examination.
You know things say na issues them way beyond, because I remember before now beyond the people who get them goods them we don't they complain of missing goods, especially them when they can open them container them for inspection. We don't they see you say the police, we don't they all certain people young people they can use that canike route for go inside the port illegally without they not go through security or get the normal tag where they forget. So you know things that are all the issues then they make customs decide say okay after serving the place don't begin that they open posting container for inspection.
No, not to that. And the thing will happen, in fact, now one person individually, now do that one, they will don't complain. And unfortunately, recently, they changed the commissioner day. The acting commissioner sent text to a call on a phone, I go for go meet her on Ebusiam. You know, they say, you know, the court person seal after 7 o'clock because we don't announce at the wall when this new commissioner general come. They say we do operate 24/7. And we see how they make steps then for move that one day.
But it's safe?
It's safe. We get, in fact, can I show you the port where they operate right now? The other stakeholder like Freetown Terminal don't try for improve so much the area where they take care of. Okay. The only thing we then tell we if say not to plausible excuse that one, they then say, now because other stakeholder then they, if they examine and net, they feel say, so why you want for make something we not correct, like look like it correct? If you customs no say that the correct job they do, again, for example, homogeneous cargo, say like paste inside container, there's no risk to examine paste inside container by 6. As long as you don't scan satisfactory, that is scanning result positive, you go open am. Na superficial examination you do. But then go make the container slip there. You go pay shipping line charges. You dey pay port authority 200,000. In fact, that 200,000 for port authority, we go for challenge and very soon we go court.
We can look at
because no get that legal basis they for charge we for pay.
We can look at some of the concern them una get. In him na Abdul Hakim Bangura, President, Association of Clearing and Forwarding Agencies na Wataki. The program na Good Morning Saloon. We come back after this break.
Better don't come, better don't come. Now Union Trust Bank again. Union Salon Banco. Union Trust Bank get plenty product and service there for you. You must get what you want to go better. Let me savings account, ide. Current account, ide. Fixed deposit account, ide. Credit facility, ide. All for you. Me and you. Me and you. Union Trust Bank, that's a loan for me and you. Kids future savings account, ide. School fee savings account, ide. Pay advance salary scheme day. We branch and they all up but not alone. Boko no kenema, we day. Kabalama bogo kakambia, we day. Jala free town don't sa, we day. And my 91, me and you. Union Trust Bank, me and you. Union Trust Bank, Union Trust Bank, that's a loan for me and you. Union Salon Banco. Union Trust Bank.
Union Trust Bank, empowering Sierra Leonean businesses.
We continue with the program Good Morning Salon, where they come to you from the Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. We continue with the program, and day before yesterday, word being come out say na the Lunge International Airport, police be arrest one political activist we na Liberian Henry P. Costa we be on transit na Salon for go na the United States of America. Well, during this in transit, police be arrest him and detain him na the Lunge Police Division. Well, for sake of this, yesterday we see INSAI Campaign for Good Governance, CAL and 5 other civil society organizations them been come out with a statement outside then condemn the Salon government for this arrest, they arrest this Liberian political activist, and then call on the Salon government for release him immediately because they say in a ECOWAS citizen a get right for travel na all ECOWAS country them, and if Salon continue for all these Liberian political activists it go and bog the human rights record we Salon get. Well, on the line now for GUI update but this Liberian political activist and how far governments don't go now with the issue. We get the Minister of Information and Communication, Mohamed Rahman Soare. Good morning, Mr. Soare, and welcome to the program Good Morning Salon.
Good morning, the people of Freetown. Good morning.
We see civil society organization and come out yesterday, then condemn the arrest of Henry P. Costa, a Liberian political activist, and they call on UNA as a government for release him. As it is now, waiting at the status of this Liberian political activist.
First, this government comes to power with a strong commitment for respect, for uphold, promote human rights, and democratic accountability. So yesterday, the government discussed this issue. This morning, as we talk, I know say Mr. Costa go to fly on Air Morocco, heading back to Usaiwango. Yeah, so government don't take this decision. I already long intro. We not be need anybody in protest. Nobody not been waiting. This is a core value, not defining features of this administration. But what now they show civil society then said and voice what they ask to the whole debate, waiting in the show now the fact say this government don't broaden the democratic space for civil society as committed to, or let them debate issues there, let them take positions there, inform positions there. So we appreciate that. You know, this is a testimony to the fact that with democracy they grow is alive and well.
When news been come out about Mr. Costa in arrest, so many concern them been come up. Most people they say na instructions on the Salon government been get from on our counterpart government in Liberia for all Mr. Costa because in a be one by the people them we be lead the December 31st where must go campaign na Liberia.
Well, let we understand it. First, there was a call from the counterpart immigration in Liberia, no doubt about that. But this is how the world works. Immigration, border protection agencies across the world, they cooperate and collaborate with each other. They will raise red flag issues there. We now ask the people that wouldn't they do that thing, so now I get a responsibility now, even an obligation for investigate. Are also aware that even when refugees in the country, these are people in distress already, right? Fleeing from war, from violence, from what have you, they can still subject a particular level of them to security checks and this and that, interrogations. This no means you have taken instructions and dictation from anybody. This is a sovereign republic. This government gets some credentials there for full values of freedom, of peace, of democracy, of human rights. So following them considerations with security apparatus there, then do the due diligence, and at the end of the day, then convince Harry could be let off the hook, so he's flown back to a destination of his choice today. As shortly as the talk will be fly.
You accept say call been there from our counterpart government in Liberia through the immigration department for all Mr. Costa and do some certain investigations them. But going through the ECOWAS protocols, we're talking about freedom of movement for all ECOWAS citizens them. If the Salon government be all Mr. Costa Nayaso, because the Liberian immigration send correspondent through una not feel say una don't violate that particular side of the ECOWAS protocol where they talk about freedom of movement for all ECOWAS citizens them?
Well, now we don't ask this question back in another shape of the more. I think so that question is not redundant already because I don't mention say even refugees when I put all the flee conflict where they in distress. A normal for countries then for subject them to security and other routine checks, right, before they resettle or what have you. This one, of course, like I say, we'll get a tip off. The immigration I get a tip off from my colleague. You know, they're not banned for taking instructions from them, but you cannot discard it. So then do due diligence and when they convince themselves, the guy don't go. So we are not in violation of anything whatsoever.
All right, thank you very much. Mohamed Rahman Soare, Minister of Information and Communication, if they confirm inside that interview, they say they don't left the Liberian political activist Henry P. Costa, we been there under police detention because they will investigate some certain thing them we then get for do with immigration. But they don't release them and they go with Yamorok this morning back in Liberia.
The program is still listening to a Good Morning Saloon where they come to you from the Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. We still get the Commissioner General now the studio, Dr. Samuel Jibao. We earlier been to talk about the work of NRA for generate tax for the country. Doc, I come back to you. The Asikuda Walwe, the NRA introduced now for ensure say then fast track or do work quickly in our Taki for ensure say business. People now get the challenge we have been thinking they get, but the complaint now from the Asikuda world now that is slow and the issue of network now a very big problem where they don't render the Asikuda, the aim of the Asikuda world more or less valueless.
Yeah, valueless. That's very strong statement that for say add any value. And even me, God away Sudan, I go attest to the fact say, I mean, waiting as Asikuda they do currently now, it don't really improve on trade facilitation. And when we don't even activate all the modules inside the Asikuda, we will see much more and clearance and time. The internet, of course, that situation where they describe actually we experience when the traffic be heavy, where the number of people then really wave they log into the system, it can increase than at December term. Of course, the question will not, if whether will not be the expect, yes, will be the expect, but maybe the volume increase more than how we they expect. But within a very close and discussions with the ISP them for see how we will really improve on the bandwidth so that the internet, because connectivity in the country generally we not say now a challenge, but we they work with them for preference in there. But I did tell you for free, say since we don't study Asikuda, we have been doing very well in terms of that. And yeah, we have been doing very well, and it don't really improve and create some amount of accountability in the system, you know. And one thing where I can always like, and when the client agents then can attest to when we introduced that SMS system, it was good, and at least some amount of transparency. But before I go into that, you know, one thing in this country, we will not dwell too much on the negativity of things, because let we reflect back the Asikuda Plus Plus. I remember in 2018 when I came, you know, we were almost like on life support for that system, because I cannot even imagine how a country go there we go lag me for over 10 years. When I come, the hardware we don't almost like give up, to the extent that when we even request to there, let's say, you know what, we not they even manufacture this kind of parts there again, because we know they think about that. When you go even for the consultant, UNDP go tell you, say no, Asikuda Plus Plus we not there again. That is how bad the situation be there. And you know, so me what I say, oh, we don't just wait this into Asikuda. If we not be moving to the Asikuda world by now, like we don't go purely manual in the system, and that for don't be a disaster, a complete disaster. The internet connectivity, you know, no system now 100% foolproof. Whatever you may say, you understand? We will look at it. We will continue for improve on the system so that it can only get better. Now that's what me go say, that the situation can only get better.
Okay, the situation can get better. You in anywhere where say the workman them, custom workman them na NRA know they go work quick and need they treat the work seriously.
Well, we get a whole issue, but again, we get to understand how the NRA workman and they, you know, now the brother and I have been talk about with the run the port 24/7. Now, if we get for run the port 24/7, we get for no see the NRA workman then, because also na human beings say. So we get for we don't even they try for introduce what to call we try for a shift system. If somebody don't work say to let's say 2 o'clock in the morning, it is just proper that somebody else can take in place early morning. Waiting me not go accept, and the commissioners and say go get to that is that function where that person they perform not for store. So if you see the person maybe they go 11 o'clock or 10 o'clock, it always good for let you maybe go to management, citizens. You can come to me. I get an open door policy. We can tell you what's in the schedule of that individual. But if the function stop, for example, because you know did it, then lock declarations, you know, open the machine, that is an offense. And if you come to me knowledge, I think say I can always.
So the need for can complain. Una need to monitor them for see how they do them.
No, we get supervisors and where they do that. No, which are they say? For example, assuming you the kind na turn you see NRA staff, they go work. Then you conclude say, oh look the hour where NRA person they go work. Now that's what this guy for talk about. But within this, the process itself, if that we get a whole assistant commissioner for operations, we get managers, we get supervisors. If you do that, then NRA, you know, they entertain you with that.
All right, Dr. Jiba, will I bring you back to the issue of the excise tax of 1982 when starts for implement in December. We make concern beyond the come out from business people them, and we see immediate increase on the things them within the import come, and most of them law they are so normally when I can go back to them try for see usai according to you hidden cash day and try for bring and come in where the revenue not the boom on a revenue collection don't they slow, maybe una no one for meet una targets them, or a pressure from IMF especially when they can come for can review them program them.
Pressure from IMF, I can say no, but the quest for that we ensure say we take care of the huge social backlog in this country. I think that is very important than the IMF what we talk about here. Now, I don't talk about the exercise. I just maybe just cite one simple example. Let's say like the cement. Yeah. Now, in November, December, the factory price now be like 46,000, meaning that now 40,000 where the company now they sell plus the GST where they add 6,000, 15% of that when at 6,000 they go to 46,000. Yeah, that now without excise. Now excise now 5%. 5% to the 40,000 now 2,000. Now you don't add. Yeah, to the GST you don't add 300 euros. So meaning that the factory price now, if not tax effect, the factory price now for be 48,391. So if you go sell at 60,000 when at the factory price, then you get 11,608 where you get for explain. What will lead to that? It can be tax. I don't tell you say, even if I pull all that with itself, the impact is just 2,390 don't add from the 46,000 way they be charge, meaning if the tax we talk about now, it should be like 48,000.
So who's the problem there?
So 11,600
to 75,000.
Exactly. So that clearly shows say it is more than just tax. I agree yesterday when the Minister of Trade explained that even Lyon they get issue with production. I agree they talk about delays in importation of cement by Dangote. Well, these are the big players in there. But you know, taxation, the sooner something happen, which is understandable because we get a responsibility for explaining to them, that tax effect on that cement they can definitely not drag that price from 46,000 to 60,000 as factory price.
Continue for the routine of the program, Dr. Jibao. They take this short commercial break. Will they come back to you?
GhanaSongs.org.
They causing confusion. But this confuse me, boo. Look where Uncle Nat in Wall Solid. Look in block them where them beat for them, where they save solid, and at the same amount of cement and sand then they use for beat me on. But look what in the happen, me wall down for them, all the block them all don't scatter. It like say some kind magic they behind this. You want to know the magic behind this? Now the superior quality, extra strong, extra life and extra yield cement where are the use, and that's not Dangote 3X Portland limestone cement. Dangote cement na the highest grade cement in the country. When a 42.5 R grade cement, when no one day come na this country, and a one of the highest grade pan cement where you go get na the wall. Where you want your concrete, wall and block solid, use Dangote 42.5 R cement, you no go regret them. You go get Dangote 42.5 R cement na all the shop and building material store na the one whole country.
We'll elevate you. I don't care how we they make Toko Cantine. One day it go backfire. Hey, hey, hey. Nothing lasts forever. Myself I go sing to attire. Hey, hey, hey. But I don't say do me anything you do, I ain't go follow you. Hey. Man and they see man and they die pan the pro. The man and all they behave like man and oh God. Oh. Man and they see man and they build mansions. 45,000 at forget na the ghetto. Man and they born under the sun. The man they no one know. Then dry eye bad. Then sit down power with money like na inheritance. And then all they see man they hide and they yellow. Them they laugh with them they wicked we. What we do that they don't know to this we wish for. But now you on them we they wait for. He who laugh last and you tell me they wait for. Like a Kabbalah come and they bend we. This kind democracy this what we go vote for. Where the voice of the people know me nothing. No rule of law nothing. They know I hear it nothing. All man wants for nothing. So me take me distance. And me not dance all kind dance. Cause cockroach not against you elephants one time.